I would like to say that actually consider yourself as blessed or consider yourself as, oh wow, if you're in a position where you sit down, you don't have so much to regret about, especially concerning your love life, your marital life. Because one thing that I can assure you, when I see most people out there, I have observed time and time again, is most people, do you hear me? Most people, it is not a matter of that they were just failing to find at least one person who's full of love, but that person came and they wasted the time. You heard what I said, right? That is actually the case. Let me explain further here. You see, here's the thing. This all makes sense. We don't have to even go deeper into the Bible, but this also makes sense in terms of you can know that they do say that true love is hard to find. You know that, right? So if true love is hard to find, then the time you find it, it means you must cherish it. But then again, a challenge comes. You might find true love, you might not recognize it, meaning you lose it today, it's hard to find it tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, and so forth. So what does that mean? Or let me just put it like, that's what makes hard to find. That's what makes love too hard to find. That is, at the end of the day, you get to see the value of God enabling you, opening up your eyes, being smart. I don't know how many times cases like a lady, she sees a man, this man loves her, but the man is not yet getting paid highly, or the man is only just doing his final year in medicine, and she just rejects him because at this time she doesn't look like she's there. But then a year later, she bumped into the same guy. He has bought a car, he's working well, now she wants him. He no longer wants her. You didn't want me when I had nothing. Now because I have everything, you want me. So this is how these things work. There comes a regret in such a lady's mind. And she'd be like, why didn't I say yes to him? Look now where he's at. That is why at the end of the day, you have to be careful. That is why I want to tell you, someone who hurt you in the past, someone who broke your heart, nothing has done. Like, oh, I don't know. How can I put it to you? This thing is real. I know right now it might feel like I'm just consoling you. Right now it might just feel like I'm just making you feel better. But that is reality. That is why if you've been watching me for some time, I usually like saying, I hate the regret in my life. I took time, sat down, and pictured moments where I kind of regretted. But then again, fortunately, I would realize, but I didn't have much of a choice. But that taught me alone on how much, if I'm to mess up, how much I'm going to regret. Hence, that prepared me that, you know what? The day you find someone that loves you, that cherishes you, even though you might try to now start to feel like, you are there in life, be careful. Regret is real. And some of the things you can never reverse. You will cry for the longest and never ever find something like that ever again. In my language, they usually like saying, it only strikes once. Referring to lightning. Lightning only strikes once. Those were the olden people who came up with that sayings. Or that saying, okay? Because they saw cases where you were so likely to score this, but then. And by speaking about this, I remember this other lady. She scored wealthy man. I know her for real. It's not a thing where I read on the books or so on TV. She scored a rich man. But somehow that man would do anything for her. But then in the process, you would just see that the way she would begin to behave around him, she would act like she's all that. Come on, you found me like this. So why are you telling me? And she had nothing altogether. So her problem was to be respectful to that man. You get what I'm saying? And it's so sad how things ended up. I don't know the full story, but everything ended up ending, and all the things that she had been bought by that man, given by that man, he took them away. And she no longer had everything like that. And even now you see her, you can just tell that now she's down. where she was supposed to have been smart. That is why it is not a matter of emotions at the moment. It is not a matter of how you're feeling, but you must be able to look beyond. Myself, for example, I taught myself not to judge a woman by how she's looking at the moment. I would just look at her. I'm like, okay, I know this lady right now, maybe she has a short hair, which she has not properly done, where you can just see, oh, but it looks, she has done a good haircut that, but you find that, women, they like doing their hair to look more beautiful. So I would be like that. I'm like, okay, what makes me feel like this lady, she's not that attractive? And I'm like, no, she's sexually attractive. Picture her wearing, doing her hair nice. Picture her dressing the best clothes that can suit her body. She's sexually beautiful. So, why not? I can't say no because I'm already seeing another lady who's well dressed and all. But you must learn to picture that one having that. But then if I was to picture her with everything like that, but still now, that's when it was going to make me see that, I don't think I can ever feel attracted to this person. So with that being like that, it helps me that even in the future, if that person is to change, already I have foreseen their future to the point where I won't be so shocked and I won't regret that, oh, now this person has changed. Now they look better than before, because already I could picture how better they can look. But then to that one that I rejected, because at the time, she did not look like according to how I really wanted. Whereas if she was to do something a little bit, she was going to look like as such. That one I'm going to regret. I've been in that position, Just that now I no longer regret, because I finally saw her again and I'm like, okay, I guess I go back to my way. But regret was there. It's just that things ended up turning up to a point where it was no longer even worth it for me to, you get what I'm saying, to worry about it. But I got to learn. Never reject someone because of how they look right now. You will regret tomorrow, and by the time, they won't be interested. And I want to tell you about someone that hates you. This world is full of hateful people. Don't be deceived. You see some people starting a relationship today, 3 months to come, check. Most of them would have broken up or be fighting already, or in a point of breakup. That's why it's not that common. I don't know if maybe it depends on places. Where I am from, you don't hear about weddings on a daily. In fact, in a year, you can just count how many people got married, had a wedding. The rest, no marriage, doesn't go as far as marriages. It will just be those things, they just stay together, unmarried, blah, 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 to show how difficult it can be. That is why those people, they regret. There's some, they might not come back, but, every time you're in a new relationship, which you got in while you have had somebody else who did nothing wrong to you or nothing major to you, when they start to hurt you, you always remember where you're coming from, on how good you used to be treated. And when it no longer works out, I even know someone who shared the same story in their family, that the same thing, the guy went to marry someone else, and then now he's divorcing because he's starting to see that things are not the same. He's now divorcing. He wants to go back to the lady whom he overlooked in the first place. That will show you the power of hurting people who did nothing wrong. But I pray for you right now in Jesus' mighty name. May the Lord give you the strength and the heart to always be loving and caring until you meet the person who deserves it. And everybody that has taken advantage of you, may they not change your heart, but instead let them regret forever hurting you. Let them see that they've missed a diamond in you. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen. And of course, that's all I had. My details on the comment section below. See you next time.